Well, I'm a sage scholar. I have the honor to share my story with you today. So I will go a little bit into the personal side of things. I may cry a little sometimes, don't worry. The emotions are under control. The eyes fail me sometimes. And so, well, my name is Piarella Peralta, and indeed I am a patient advocate for Inspired to Live because I do it for somebody who didn't have the time to do it. And so that's the reason why I'm here. That's my dad. When my dad got sick, we were really preoccupied with him. And I was thinking all the time, well, I feel pretty useless because I sit down and I look at you, and I know that many of our family members feel the same way, and I wish we could take some rounds for you so we could rotate the process and make it easier for you. And he said, are you crazy? I'm a strong man. I can take it. You know what really gets to me? He said. I said, what? He said, is the people that are not as strong as I am who have to take these treatments, or to even think that children have to go through these things. I didn't know it at the time, but it was a mental note. Okay, do something. And we need better treatments, better medicines. So I had, for a non-medical expert or somebody who has a very different background, very broad instructions. But yeah, the key is to go out there and do it, because you can immediately imagine, as somebody who's doing the work for somebody who went through it, the urgency that many families have, and how these things go. I'm originally Costa Rican, but I live in the Netherlands, so I came across this organization, Inspired to Live. And together, we set up a fundraiser in Costa Rica. Like the Viking, you go on a bike, you go on a mountain, and you just give it your all, because you are there fighting this frustration that you want to do something, and you gather means, and you gather strength, and you gather love together, and it's a wonderful thing. So if you happen to be on holiday in Costa Rica on the 19th of March and want to support our project and experience something quite beautiful, please come. I am not very trained, but just the love and the desire to do something got me on the bike. And it seems I'm really strongly hugging my sister and my friend, but really they needed to help me up because I had gone my first time, and you really want to do something nearly impossible. Well, as these things also happen, when you are organizing an event and you are talking to people and you are sharing this knowledge, and then you are at Inspired to Live, where you constantly are in this privileged position that you, like today, myself having a little bit of a marathon and trying to understand all these difficult subjects, really it's important for me that I try to understand the best that I can, because I have this luxury position where I can share this knowledge for people who are directly touched and want to do something about it, and they have all the right to do something about it. So to sit together and learn and look for possibilities brings me to my project. And this is something, so I went to the first Congress and my mind was really blown about everything that was said, and it was things that were happening. And Stephen, you are also really inspiring in that sense, because you say things which I'm like, wow, I write this down because I know it's going to be useful at a certain point. Well, today is one of those days. So when I was getting ready for the Paris Assembly, my mentors asked me to write a paper and give my dream. And although it was a charming attempt, it was not really something I could do. Then I thought about it and the resources and the knowledge that I already had. So it was like, don't focus on the macro, focus on the micro. And so I said, well, why am I trying to tackle this humongous problem? I just started. I don't know everything. I'm learning. I am going to use what I have right now. So I have a network in the Netherlands. I have a network in Costa Rica. I see willingness. I see a lot of desire to improve the treatments and the medicines. This is so beautiful. So suddenly I had the opportunity to come on the path of a promising thing, which is also going to lead probably to very uncomfortable conversations, which is going to be very good because we're going to be tackling many things at the same time. I mean, Costa Rica is a country with some resources, you know. At least in regions, there is luxury of situation there. But how amazing! I hear when we are talking to researchers, and I hear this, we are having difficulties finding patients for trials. Yet all these people are ill in the world and are getting something, and some of them are not getting anything. So why don't we get some international trials? So get them top people setting it up, and then we try to get it to the people who need it, who are not getting the best of the resources. Well, that's a bit too big. So why don't we start with the Netherlands and Costa Rica, and see if we can get the conditions where these networks, these connections are done. So not the micro, let's go connect a specialist and doctors together and try to set up these trials. There are these connections. There is this interest. There is this win-win situation for patients, for researchers, for science, for love, for dads who get to be grandpas for a longer time. And then let's share this data, because it's going to give probably a lot of information about the different ecosystems and all the things that patients are doing different. Let's bring patients together as well. So I guess it's a hopeful message. It's a little bit ambitious. As I started the project a couple of months ago with tremendous amount of support from my mentors, I am realizing the practicality of things. There, of course, is legislature and how are countries on rules and regulations about it. I think it doesn't matter. It's gonna be okay, because we are just gonna go talk to each other, and it's gonna happen because it has to happen. We need to find solutions for people not to stop losing their loved ones, and to have a lot of quality of life. And in keeping with my mentor, contributing to this democratization of science. Scientists, you need. It's not democracy if we're not equal in the discussion. And so we have a big contribution of patients as loved ones to play the role that we deserve. So I would like to thank you all very much for teaching me so generously, and so that we can do something together with this knowledge. And particularly my mentors, who are awesome people. That's all.